so I'm shopping in Asda because I find that's the cheapest place to shop for me, and it's still like good quality. So I'm gonna grab a bag of potatoes, just normal old white potatoes for like 70p. So you can buy the roast in the bag chickens, but I like those are really super easy and cheap to do as well. I'm gonna grab a whole chicken, which is literally like £2.50. Obviously if you're cooking for more of you might want to get one or two, or get like a large one. I'm gonna get the super cheap unethical one. I guess it's probably better to get organic or whatever, but up to you, whatever you can afford. I always go for cheapest. Up to you. Obviously, last but not least, you've got stuffing. So Asda have their own brand stuff, and you've got the branded things. You even have like the really fancy ones, but they're expensive. So I'm just going to grab a little... Oh, do you know, I might treat it and get a little garlic and herb. Oh, no, this one's like 30p. 30p! Oh, you can see it in the background. What? For stuffing, and this will make enough for like your whole flat. So they're going in the bag. But I'll see you in the kitchen. I've just got in. I'm going to put the oven on 190. I've got a nice little fan oven, but if you're in student accommodation, whack that on 200 because they take forever to heat up, and it's not really the heat that it says it is anyway. 190-ish, that's the chicken. And yeah, so I'm going to put the chicken first. And the potatoes need to be peeled, chopped, boiled straight away because they actually take longer than you realise. Right, so this is everything that I'll be using. This is rosemary, salt and pepper, obviously, butter, and I'll explain what that's for in a bit. That's for the chicken. Carrots, Brussels, potatoes, honey. I've got some goose fat, so we're going to experiment and see, because this is like the proper way to do roast potatoes, isn't it? To make them proper crunchy. Garlic, lemon, stuffing. Super cheap Yorkshire puddings. Like, I'm well impressed about how cheap these were. But I'm going to chuck that back in the cupboard. That's going to go in the freezer because those like literally take like 2 minutes to cook. But these two I'll start off with and I'll explain now. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to make like a little garlic butter to go inside the chicken to get the skin all crispy. So I've got this garlic, chop it up, mix it with the butter, and then I've separated the skin from the top of the chicken. So as you can see, you can just slide it underneath. And yeah, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I've got a very precarious kitchen setup here. I've got 2 like spoons of butter and the garlic, so I'm just going to mash it all together. It's going to be so good. Don't know if you can see me under my kitchen cabinet, but yeah, so I'm just going to mix this all together, and then once it's all mixed, so you've got this nice little mixture. It's also a nice way to make like homemade garlic bread as well, but you just have to chop the garlic up a little bit finer. Salt and pepper it, and then we're good to go. Let's do this. Okay, you'll have to excuse a really weird camera angle, but so we've got the garlic butter. I'm just going to grab like a little handful, and you see here where the chicken, like the skin has come up, we're just going to stuff it inside, and it's going to be super tasty. You have to be kind of careful with this though, that you don't break the skin. Otherwise it's going to ruin it. Oops, potatoes are boiling over. But yeah, so basically this like garlic buttery stuff will make the chicken skin super tasty and crunchy and lovely and juicy. Take it from just like a normal like roast in the bag chicken to like a super deluxe luxury chicken. So yeah, and then we're going to pop this in the oven for about an hour and a half, and then that'll be it. I've got to say, we're going to chop up this lemon as well, so the lemon's going to go inside the chicken. Gosh, this is a very suggestive roast dinner, isn't it? Excuse me. So whilst the potatoes are cooking, just prepping the chicken, and these give them a little poke. They're still quite solid, so they're going to need like another 5 minutes. But then this is going to go straight in the oven. I've got a tray already. Just pop it on here, put it on the shelf like higher up, like middle of the oven, but like once the potatoes go in, they'll want to be higher in the oven than the chicken because they need more heat to get nice and crispy. But yeah, and the chicken's going in, and that'll go in for about, let's say like, yeah, like an hour and a half. but then we'll come back before the end of that to do the rest of the vegetables and that kind of stuff. Yay! Okay, so the potatoes have been in for about 10 minutes. As you can see, they've got that kind of little halo going on around the edge. So I'm just going to drain these off. Woo! Ooh, steamy. So if you give them a little throw around your colander, you see they get that kind of like smashed up edges, and that's what makes them really fluffy and crispy. Woohoo! So goose fat needs to go in the oven 10 minutes before, so I've realised I messed up that timing a little bit, but not to worry. I think I'm going to put like 2 tablespoons into the tray, put it in the oven, wait for it to kind of melt down a bit, and then pull it back out, and then we'll put potatoes in with some rosemary and salt and pepper. Okay, so just getting that goose fat out. Was it goose fat or duck fat? I don't remember, but it definitely did not take 10 minutes to melt. That took like 3. Oops, I think most of it's gone under my tin foil. Ugh, oh well. We're going to chuck these potatoes on. Whoopsie. Here we go. Sorry, this is very like clunky DIY cooking how to. One sec. Oh, that's sounding good. So I'm just going to leave that and mix up and put some salt and pepper on it. And then I'm going to add some rosemary on as well. So that's salt and pepper. I hope you're enjoying this angle. So what happens, I have to film stuff on my phone. And then rosemary. I might chuck a garlic clove on there as well, but maybe I've over garlicked already. Who's to say? And I'm going to chuck that in the oven, and they take a long time. Like if you want to get potatoes right, you should be putting them in like before, I mean not before the chicken, but like early. And then we're going to leave this and the chicken in the oven for about 40 minutes, then you can go away, have a chat, have some cocktails, have a drink with your mates, play a game, give you presents, and then we're going to come back and do the stuffing. And that's super easy because it's just mixing it with water and then shoving it in the oven with your chicken or whatever else you want to do it with. Okay, so we have 25 minutes left on the timer. I'm just setting some water to boil now so we can steam the sprouts, which I've left out to defrost a little bit. I've peeled the carrots and we're going to chop them up into like little batons, like little sticks basically. And I'll show you what the rest of the roast is looking like. We're going to chop up the carrots, roll them around with some honey, chop them in with the potatoes to roast for about 20 minutes. That's all they need. And then we'll make the stuffing, and then we're nearly done. We've got half an hour left. I'm excited. Okay, so I'm only going to do half the mix of stuffing because there's not that many of us eating today. But it says on the pack to do 400 mils of boiling water, so the kettle's just boiled. I'm only going to do 200 mils, so let's try and do this in the camera. Stay focused. So that's about 200 mils. And then half the pack goes in, and then we just give it a little mix round. It's just this weird like powdery stuff, and it's super duper easy. Got my spoon, mix. As you can see, gosh, this is so professional, isn't it? I think that was too much water. But no worries, we'll just put more of the mix in. And then once it's all hardened up, so you don't want it to be, oops. I'm making a mess. My housemate's gonna love me. Okay. So once you have this mix, so you can see it's kind of stiffened up. It's like mud. I don't know. So it's kind of solid now. So little lumps. So we're just gonna make little balls and put it out on the roasting tray with the potatoes. And that's going to go in now, so we've only got 25 minutes left for everything, and that's literal perfect timing. I couldn't have done that better if I tried. But yeah, there we go. So I've done the little stuffing balls. We're just going to chuck some honey on top of these carrots. Ooh, awesome. And give them like a little mix round. Like, don't be afraid to get involved. It's the best way to mix them up because I feel like using cutlery and stuff takes forever. It means more washing up. And everyone should have soap in their hands anyway because COVID, isn't it? Cool. So now that's ready just to bung in the oven. 25 more minutes, and these are looking really nice and crispy. Lovely. Cool. This is shaping up really well. Okay, so we've got like 2 minutes till the chicken and the potatoes are ready. So I've just chucked in the Yorkshire puddings, which take like 2 or 3 minutes. I've just dropped the sprouts in the water to boil. I'm just gonna get the gravy out of the cupboard. But basically the way that I make gravy is I'll use the water from the vegetables because it makes it taste nicer, and then I'll pour in any of like the juices like that have come from the chicken. Really good. Okay, so last little stages. I'm gonna pull the chicken out now to leave it to rest, and yeah, then we can plate up. I'm so excited, I'm really hungry. Here she is. I know this is obviously like weird because it's all virtual and you guys can't smell how good this chicken really tastes, but like the skin's super crispy, the lemon's making it smell amazing. I literally can't wait. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this out now, leave it to rest, like cut it up a little bit, start plating up. Okay, so I've got vegetable water. I'm just gonna chuck in, this is not very helpful is it, but like a little shake, and then you can always add more later. If you add too much then you're not gonna have enough water. Then I'm gonna just get the chicken and tip in the juices and stuff, like hold it down, try not to burn my hand. Oh yes, it's gonna be so good. Look at that gravy. Oh, I can't see it. Okay, I'll take it off the thing, but it smells amazing. I'm gonna have to keep saying it smells amazing, it tastes amazing. You have to believe me on this one, you have to try it and find out for yourself, but let's get this on the plate. Here's my special gravy. I quite like my gravy quite thick, but I think I'm gonna keep it thin today. But yeah, give it a little mix, keep it on the stove, and turn it right down. Yeah, I just need to carve up the chicken, pull stuff out of the oven, and then we're done. Ooh. And there we have it. I know I'm not a very good food layer outer, but there's loads left over. It looks really good, it smells amazing, and I'm gonna make a stock with all the chicken bones and bits and pieces. Here's my gravy, and yeah. Merry Christmas everyone, I guess. And all of this was only cost me like £7 or £8, so this is going to feed at least 2 or 3 people. Where could you go wrong? Merry Christmas! Have fun! Enjoy! If you do it, like send us lots of pictures of you and your flatmates all dressed up in Christmas hats and like having a great time. I'd love to know how you got on with the recipe, or like just let me know if there's anything else you want to do. Enjoy!